Good evening, family. I hope everybody's doing well this evening. Shabbat Salam. Pardon the delay. I know I am 10 minutes past. I was actually trying to put this video together. Looks like I didn't finish on time. But we're going live today. This is Michael Isreal here with Real TV. I'll be back in just a minute. Enjoy the night. Chime in for a second. Today's show is called Love. Today's show is called Love. And today, I saw a blind boy with his mother and his father, and they had two small daughters. The boy was about 5, maybe 6 years old. And he had his walking stick. And he asked his mom, "Mommy, what is this that we're walking on?" And to me, it was probably one of the saddest things at that time, because it was only a sidewalk. It was only a sidewalk. Some of the things that we take for granted, I mean, this 5-year-old boy, this 5-year-old blind boy was walking on a sidewalk. So with that being said, it kind of like put me in a down situation, because I wanted to say hello. I wanted to say good afternoon, how you all doing? Just to, talk, because this boy is blind, So I say that to, show that love. If you see somebody that's blind, always speak to them. Say good afternoon, good evening, speak. Wouldn't you want somebody to speak to you if you were blind? If somebody is deaf, wouldn't you want somebody to smile at you if you were deaf, if you couldn't speak? So today's topic is show that love. Show love. Earlier today, we had a challenge of, pray for those who are around you. So, lo and behold, you will be tested, right? You will be tested. So, I'm not sharing this story to brag or anything, but I saw a poor man, and he was by himself, and he asked for a couple of dollars so he could get a sandwich. And I didn't have any money on me. I never carry my wallet unless I'm going out of town or need money for something, and I never carry cash on me unless I need it or about to do something. Lo and behold, I had a couple dollars in my pocket, um, because I didn't even know it was there. Like when you find an old pair of jeans or old jacket and you got money in it, it was like that. So, anyways, I gave him everything I had in my pocket, and I didn't just want to give him the money and just walk off. So the other challenge I give to y'all is when you give into the poor is to show love to the poor people. Talk to them. Ask them, how did they get in that situation if you have time, or ask them about their day. Just talk to them. Put yourself in their shoes. If you're in their shoes, wouldn't you want love? So with that being said, when I spoke to this guy, he was an elderly gentleman, maybe about in his 50s, 40s, something like that. And I asked him, I said, so what happened? What happened? How did you get in this situation? And he was ready to go, but he stopped and he talked. He said that he's from New Jersey and that he was paralyzed from the neck down and he learned how to walk again. And he had some type of speech impediment. And, I saw the scar on his neck. I mean, I took his story and, as truth, even though he could have been telling me different, but I took his story as truth. And he said that he had got hit by a semi-truck in a car he used to deliver newspapers. And, we spoke more. He told me more about his story and what he's doing down in the South and all this and that. And it was just shocking. It was just shocking, to hear his storyline about how he was on a job at this newspaper company for 18 years. And then he was about to retire. He was 2 years away from retiring, and then he got in this accident. But his job told him, if you sue this, this company or what have you, then we won't be able to do something. They wouldn't be able to do something when he wouldn't be able to work for him or something like that, or what have you. So Social Security ended up taking the case, and he didn't get much money at all. And he needed a roof over his head. And it was just crazy. It was just crazy. So the challenge for you, starting this week, starting today, is to show love. You know what I mean? Even if you seem as if you're in a comfortable situation already. Maybe payday had came by and your fridge is full. You know what I mean? You got money. Maybe you got a couple of days off the weekend. You go out to eat, what have you. But we still have to remember that Hurricane Harvey just hit not too long ago. Hurricane Irma just hit not too long ago. You still have Hurricane Maria going towards the northeastern coast. Maybe back out onto the ocean. But it did hit the Caribbeans not too long ago. Mexico just got hit not too long ago. California with an earthquake just got hit not too long ago. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of people who are still without homes. There's a lot of people in the U.S. right now who are still without power in parts of Puerto Rico, in parts of Florida, in other parts, Houston, in parts of Texas. There are people who are still missing right now. So this is even for all y'all worldwide. There's turmoil in every place on this place that we live. So we always have to give love as much as we can before we leave this place. You can only change the world by changing yourself. It reminds me of the story of the story of the starfish. There was thousands upon thousands of starfish on the beachfront. And this man was throwing the starfish back in the ocean because they were so far up on the sand. And the ocean water wasn't even touching the starfish. So this one man was throwing the starfish in the ocean one by one. And there was a couple that was walking behind him. And the couple asked the man, "Excuse me, sir, why are you throwing the starfish back into the ocean? You'll never be able to throw them all in there." And the guy said to the couple, I know I won't be able to throw them all in there, but I can't do it by myself. The moral of the story is if everybody do their part, there'll be a big difference. There'll be a huge difference. Again, we're going live right now on Real TV. We're going to talk a little more about love in the latter part of the show. But first, we're going to take a break, and we'll be right back. And we're coming back with not on the mainstream news. Trump is in the news today, and he just cursed out practically the entire NFL football team. So let's see what's what, and let's see what this is all about. We got a lot more information coming for you from Real TV. This is Michael Isreal here on Spreaker Radio, sponsored by Real TV. Yeah, you know, maybe one day you'll awake, or maybe you're already awoken, but don't run away from the truth. We need the truth. Don't run away from the truth. Yeah. Hang in there. Run the race all the way to the end. Run the race all the way to the end. Spending money not the only thing we need to do. Giving money to the poor is what we need to do. A lot of lies in this world, but we need the truth. I know you run away, but we need the truth. I know you want to run away, but we need the truth. It's like we living in the cage, living in the zoo. Why you want to run away when we need the truth? Why you want to run away when we need the truth? Okay, so as we know it, not on the mainstream news, Trump has cursed out the NFL. I don't want to say the entire team, but for the most part, anyone who is on their knee showing a form of protest, Trump said, quote, these sons of bees, he said the B word, any of these sons of bees who are on their knee trying to protest needs to be fired, end quote. And somehow this stemmed off of Steph Curry not accepting his invitation to the White House. And then the rabbit hole goes a little bit deeper. So when you backtrack, it started with this quarterback named Colin Kaepernick. He has a huge afro, and in one portion of the game, he took a knee during the national anthem. So it the funny part about it is that once you backtrack it and you actually do just a little bit of research, you'll figure out that Colin Kaepernick is a part of a fraternity. And we do know that fraternities are under an umbrella of other major organizations. And other major organizations are all under an umbrella of other organizations who is under the organization of Satan himself. So it's deeper than what you really think it is, even though it seems as if he's trying to protest in the, what can I say? It seems as if there's protests going on because the national anthem is being celebrated as slavery to those who are black or something like that. But it's deeper than that. What they're trying to do is cause a race war. They're trying to get a turmoil started. Either way, somehow, some way, eventually, they're really going to get this thing kicked off. There's so much turmoil going on. You have all these earthquakes and all these hurricanes going on right now. It seems as if they are controlled by heart, which we know for the most part, they're controlling the weather. But of course, no one has 100% proof that they're doing it. But we do have a lot of evidence. But it seems as if they're trying to destroy the South. They're trying to destroy the South with these hurricanes, or whether they do it by weather, or whether they do it by riots and protests. it's just crazy. There's not a lot of love in the world right now. And one of the saddest parts is that, uh, what can I say? It's only so long that you can bully a bully. It's like a lot of people have been bullying Trump for a long time. They show pictures with his head off. They have Snoop Dogg has a video with himself and a gun, and he's pointing it at him, and the gun goes off. People are saying that he needs to be killed. People are calling him out of his name. I mean, of course that comes with the territory, right? But it's only so long you can bully a bully. We noticed that various tweet messages, various speeches, that this man is a little off. But we haven't seen him ticked off yet. Not really. Not really. And again, once you backtrack and you go back to the Steve Jackson Illuminati card games, I have a couple of these cards myself. I don't have them all, but I highly recommend it if you ever get a chance to take a look at it. Just take a look online and see what it's about, and it's completely mind-boggling. And when you look at this, you'll notice that Steve Jackson had his entire equipment apprehended in the 1990s. The CIA, the DEA, and the FBI, they seized his equipment, essentially. His floppy disk, his computer, everything. And it was all because of the predictions. Well, in essence, I don't want to get too far off track, because y'all know how I do. But in essence, one of these cards has a depiction of Trump as we know it. And on this card, it says, enough is enough. And then at the bottom of the card, it says at any time, this and this and that can happen, right? When you look at the card, you'll see it. But it's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. Oh, man. We just need more love in the world. And this is all a setup because they want to kick this thing off. The United States is in trillions of dollars in debt. Like over 40 trillion, maybe even put it like this way, 40 trillion is a lot of money. Anything over that is too much. There's no way we can pay it back. So the question is, how will we pay it back? What if China wanted their money tonight? What if Russia wanted their money tonight? What would we do? What would we do? Our money is not backed by any monetary system at all. It's not backed by silver or gold or anything else or any precious resources. That's what happened with Gaddafi. That's why Gaddafi was assassinated. Because, why? Because he was secretly planning to do what? Y'all know. He was secretly planning to back Africa's currency by gold and diamonds. The continent of Africa is on mines full of gold and diamonds. You have poor people in Africa who have no food, who are sleeping on top of gold mines. Do you understand that? You have people all over Africa who are poor, who are sleeping on top of gold and diamond mines. That's pretty serious. Well, in essence, what if China wanted their money tonight, or any other country? What would the U.S. give them? You want to know? Us, the people. The people is backed by the people. The money is backed by people. Us, the people. People is the highest form of resource in the world. Human resource is the highest form of energy in the world. You need humans to cohabitate with one another as we know it. You need humans to plot and pluck the farms. You need people to dig the mines. You need doctors. You need lawyers, etc. We know that nothing is more important than ourselves in this world. So with that being said, if we were to go into World War III because of this debt, then we as the people would be given as a slave trade. We'll be given as slaves. Because when we are born, at our birth, we are given a birth certificate. That birth certificate There's certain numbers on there that you can look up on your own. And you can go to the New York Stock Exchange on your own. Punch in those little numbers, and you will see your number on the New York Stock Exchange as a bond. Do you understand? So what I mean by that is this. Let me give you something to compare it to. When the ship is underway, that means when the ship is on water. When the ship is underway, it is underway in essence. And when the ship stops into a dock, it is at berth, right? All right, follow me, all right? Follow me. When the ship is at a dock, it is at berth. When that ship stops at a dock at its berth, a manifest must be presented to the captain, the Coast Guard, whoever it is. Wherever you're going, a manifest must be presented, saying, what are the goods on this ship? What are the goods on the ship? What is the worth of the ship? What are you bringing into my country? All right, so that's what the manifest says. In likeness, when we are born, when we are underway, in likeness, when we are in our mother's womb, we are underway like a ship on sea into water. When we are born at our birth, just like that ship at a dock, when we are born, we are birthed. And when we are birthed from our mother's womb, we receive a manifest. Our birth certificate is our manifest. Our birth certificate says to them our worth. What is this baby worth? What is this baby's value? Well, our value is limitless, but they don't want you to know that. They can't put no value on you. You're expensive. There's no value. You understand? But they want you. All right. Let me just stay on track. Okay. All right. We're gonna get to the love shortly, but you have to understand this. This is important. Okay. So when you get this manifest, which is your birth certificate, it basically says to them, this baby could be a doctor, this baby could be a judge, it's going to be a worker, it's going to go to college, it's going to bring in, it has a potential to bring in some such and such money as it grows older in the world, But it's so deep. It's so deep. But in essence, all this stuff, I'm saying that to say that our money isn't backed by anything. And that they really want to kick this thing off so we can they can have the whole new world order. And there's even turmoil with Korea as we know it. I mean, wars and rumors of wars, as the scripture says. I mean, even though this has been going on for years, and this is like a wrestling match. Every day in the news, if you're watching it, or if you're listening to it, or get something word of mouth, we're hearing something new on the rise about they're going to do this, or they might do that. Like, where's the love? There's no love with them. There's no love. That's the thing. But before I get off into an entire different subject, let me read off here some of the mainstream news slides I got in. And as some of you may know, not on the mainstream news, Mount Aguin. I hope I'm saying this right. I'm just getting this in fresh. Mount Aguin just had a rumbling and smoking volcano that sparked a massive evacuation in Bali, Indonesia. Okay. Supposedly this volcano hasn't erupted in years. All right. Also, not on the mainstream news, Florida residents warned they'll be ticketed for hurricane-damaged homes. They also have some type of insurance thing going on in Texas. Parts of Texas. I want to say parts of Florida too. But this is crazy. They're actually giving these homeowners tickets for not having money to cut the trees and move the debris and stuff like that. I know we're not really there to see what's going on, but I can kind of understand. Not from the ticketer's point of view, but for the people who's getting the ticket. Like, shouldn't the government at least take it easy on the people? Give them some type of leeway? All right. Well, let me read a little bit of this. Let me read a little bit. At a time when South Floridans rocked by Hurricane Irma were still surveying the damage to their properties, the county of Miami-Dade apparently thought it was appropriate to be handing out safety notices. One lady said that they thought someone was coming to help, Lo and behold, they got a ticket. So that's pretty serious. Also, not on the mainstream news, a small earthquake was reported in Illinois, felt in 3 states. Isn't this pretty wild? Isn't this pretty wild? All these hurricanes, you got volcano erupting in Bali, Indonesia, and then you have an earthquake in Illinois. Wow. Said it was felt in 3 states. It was felt in Illinois, Indiana, and Kentucky at a 3.8 magnitude. Okay. Oh my goodness. This is crazy. This is crazy. Not on the mainstream news, test tube grown Peking duck. The Chinese government hopes to restrict climate change and illness with the help of artificial meat. It's a bold move, but will the population go along with it? Heck nah. Maybe in some other parts of the world, but check this out. Duck passed off as beef after being marinated in goat's urine. Chemical-laced artificial eggs made from resin. There was once a time when food scandals from China hit the headlines all over the world, almost every week. China's critics said that the country's penchant for pirating didn't even have the decency to stop at food. I'm going to just stop it right there as far as that article goes. But yeah, this is nothing new. This is nothing new here. If some of you all may know, also, they have fake lettuce. I'm sure you can watch some videos online where they literally create the lettuce in like 30 seconds. Literally. It's crazy. They make it with this chemical green liquid and some white stuff. And then they put it in this water, use a spoon. It comes out like a ball. And it crunches. It make a crunch sound like a bag of chips, man. Like fresh. You imagine if they put some wrap on that thing, put it in the store? Well, believe it. Don't eat fake lettuce. If you can at all, I can understand. I mean, pray over your food. If you pray over it, it'll be fine. Don't just go out there and drink a bottle of bleach and say, if I pray over it, I'll be fine. We gotta use common sense now. But if you don't have the means to get better lettuce and that's all that you have, that's fine. But if you have the means to get better, then get better. At least get some lettuce with some root on it. You know, like some bib lettuce, some romaine, some spinach or something. All right, but it's crazy. They make fake rice. They even have some things where they sell fake walnuts where they take the real seeds out at their local markets there, and they put rocks in a few of them. So your walnuts are hit or miss. You get some real ones, and then you crack some real ones open. I mean, some other ones open, and they got rocks in them. They take the real walnuts out, glue them shut. It's just wild. It's just wild. Okay. Also, speaking of that, I might do a show on this. I don't know. I know I got a lot. Oh my goodness, I got so many shows I want to show y'all. But there's this movie called Dumplings, where you actually have some of the Asian culture. This is a little grotesque, all right? But you have a portion in them that explains on this film how they eat babies. You know it's a one-child policy in parts of China. The question is, they have one of the greatest populations in the world. I want to say next maybe India, some parts in India maybe. But the question is, where are the babies going if they have too many? They're eating them. Besides the makeup products and stuff, they are literally eating the babies. There's a movie called Dumplings. Oh, it's crazy. Let me move on. Speaking of food, coming from the USA Today, travelers warned about meth lace in soda in Mexico. So if you like 7-Up, you may want to take it easy for a little while. There's been methamphetamine found in 7-Up, but I wouldn't even putting anything past that really. I mean, if it's in 7-Up, it's probably in Coca-Cola. It could be in anything. Just stay cautious and stay prayed up. The scripture does says we shall drink poison and live. So as long as you pray, remember the show from earlier today. Pray ye always. As long as you pray over it, it should be fine. But use common sense and use the Spirit. Use the Holy Spirit. All right. Okay. Not on the mainstream news. Mexico, as we know it, as some of y'all may know, has been hit with a strong 6.2 magnitude earthquake again. So not only did they get hit like a week ago, but they got hit again. All this stuff is happening right after the solar eclipse. What are the odds? What are the odds? Also, not on the mainstream news, magnitude 5.8 quake hits off Northern California. An earthquake magnitude of 5.8 struck off of Northern California. It's a little late, but this happened on Friday. This is pretty serious. That's pretty serious. Also not in the mainstream news, 26 dogs rescued from meat dealers after being found tied up with mouths taped shut. Again, these people will eat anything. These people will eat anything. Dogs, cats, pigs, lobsters, shrimp, oysters. If you're eating lobster, shrimp, oysters, and pig and all that, just take it easy. I want to show you some love right now. I want to show you some love. Stop eating shrimp, lobsters, and oysters. They're water bugs. They're not meant for your body. Your body is your temple. Would you eat a real roach off of the ground? No, you wouldn't. So why would you eat a roach that comes from the water? Right? Don't. I ain't gonna lie, I used to eat those. I used to love it. I don't anymore. I'm good. I don't. And if you like pig, find your way to stop eating pig. You know that is bad for your cholesterol. You know that it tastes too salty. You know that some people don't be cooking it right. You know that sometimes it smells so stink. And you know about the scripture about how the demons went into the pigs and ran off the cliff. Put two and two together. Even if you don't know it all, just pray. Ask for guidance. But I gotta show you love and let you know that eating pig is not good. I will be doing a show on that, so hold tight. Alright, but yeah, with these dogs, I'm gonna just leave it at that. Speaking of, a pig is genetically modified. It was genetically modified thousands of years ago. It's a mixture between a rat, a cat, and a dog. There you go. Okay. Another sad story, but may the Most High bless his family. Here we go. Man whose body pulled from creek told 911, "I'd rather be humiliated than dead." Long story short, I'm not going to read this article, but a 71-year-old man who was blind. He called 911 because he lost like a couple of his things or something like that. In essence, they said that they would get help on the way. Help never came until like 2 or 3 hours later. They couldn't find the man. They ended up finding him dead in a creek. So, it's a pretty sad story, but may the Most High bless his family. Oh, goodness. Here we go. This is pretty wild. But, should we be surprised? Polygamist lawsuit. If gay marriage is legal, then polygamy marriage should be legal. End quote. This is coming from Jackson, Mississippi. They had a huge protest. A group of polygamists who claims to want marriage and a machinist who wants to marry his computer are challenging homosexual marriage in Mississippi. Did you hear me? See, that's what happens. Once... See, this whole agenda is like a gateway drug. It's like a gateway drug. With gateway drugs, you may start off with cigarettes. From cigarettes, you might just smoke marijuana. From smoking weed, you might just smoke some coke or whatever else. Drinking alcohol, what else? One thing leads to another. You know how it is. You know how it goes. The same thing with these laws. You have regular marriage, and then you have a different type of marriage. And then from that different type of marriage, they want to introduce a different type of marriage. You got people who want to get married to trees. You got people who think they're in love, quote, unquote, and want to get married to their computer and cups and want to get married to horses. It's crazy. It's crazy. But what does the scripture tells us? So as it was in the days of Noah, so shall it be when the coming of man, the coming of the Son of the Most High. So we are living in the end times. These are signs of the times. But they had a huge protest in Jackson, Mississippi. Also, just as a little side note, in Mississippi, I want to say Denver, Colorado's marijuana is made at facility of, I want to say it's made at Michigan State University. That's where they grow most of their marijuana. Who knew? Small little fact. Okay, I don't want to get too much into that marriage thing. But what I do want to say is this. I do have another show for y'all. So pardon my delay in tonight. I know I said 7, and I know the show came in at 7:10. I try my best to get there, but with this clip that I have prepared for y'all to see, it is one of a kind. And one thing led to another. One set of information led to another. All with the chopping, the editing, the making sure that everything lines up right, and what have you. Piecing it all together so you can understand it properly, doing the research. It all took a while. It all took a while to do. So, again, I'm doing this for the love. It's not about money. It's not about money. And I applaud and appreciate each and every one of you for not following me. It's not about me. But I appreciate y'all for showing the love and having a desire to want this truth. Because I only just started this thing maybe 6 months ago. Maybe 6 months fresh. And I've always been into this, but I finally had the courage to actually do a show. Even though I felt I wasn't ready. Even though it's days I still feel like I'm not ready. Like right now I'm freestyling just like I do with all my shows. But that's what real TV is about. It's about keeping it real. It's about keeping it real, keeping it 100, telling the truth. Telling the truth no matter how it hurts. No matter if you agree with it or not. It's called cognitive dissonance. When you believe something for so long and then you learn something new that seems as if it's going against your original beliefs. That's cognitive dissonance. And it's tough. We all go through it. Especially when you learn something new. Like when you're just getting into this thing. Like I understand because I've been there. And that's why the Most High has patience with each and every one of us. Because he wants us all to get it. He wants us all to do the right. He wants us all to try to live a better life and try to do just better each day. He knows that we're not perfect. Of course, you know the quote. I'm not even going to say it, but you know the quote about humans and being perfect, right? But he knows we're not perfect. The scripture says, be ye perfect. It doesn't say ye are perfect. The Most High loves us and he cares for us. And I'm here to keep it real to you. I'm here to keep it real with you. And I'm going to keep it 100. I'm going to do this thing till the wheels fall off, till the system crashes. Even when it crashes, I'm going to still do it. You understand? So, with that being said, let me explain my name. My real name is Michael. So, feel free to call me Michael. Isreal, when I originally created this show, I wanted to say Michael space is space real. Like, is real. Like, Michael is a real guy. Like, I keep it real. I keep it 100. So, I don't compare my name to Isreal, even though that same terminology is similar, but with the letter exchange. Israel is spelled a different way. Israel is just a compound word that shouldn't be. It should be a space between the is and the real. So, there you go, Michael Isreal. Israel is not my last name, but hey, I take it for what it is. So, there you have it. You call me Michael or you call me Michael Isreal, it's whatever. But that's just to explain that. But again, I appreciate y'all. I appreciate the love for following this truth and not me Because when I started this, I didn't even think I was going to get 5 people to understand this truth, or 5 people that would want to listen. So I'm appreciative. And it's a very thankful experience after all the work that goes into it. You know, I don't do this full time. I don't have the privilege to do this full time. I have a real job. I've been in the hospitality industry practically for a long time, like my very first job, and I've been with it since. So I've been doing that. So plus I'm a painter. I paint paintings, and plus you have work-life balance, all that between your regular normal study that you like to do on your own, and sometimes I do like to go running just a little bit, just stay a little fit, and then I come back and I do these shows. I put these things together, so like my whole day is just busy, 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 busy. So I understand that everybody is not going to get this information. There's different levels. So it is what it is. I appreciate each and every one of y'all. And, I just wanted to say that. So, with that being said, I don't want to get too long-winded. I'm going to take a quick break. And, I'll be back in just a moment. I think I'm going to play... Let's see. It'll be a surprise. I'll be back after this quick melody. One love. I'ma chime in. Back in the day I used to rap. So I think I'ma spit one real quick. Nah, I ain't gonna do it. I'll let you listen. All right. And we're back. I hope you like that melody there. AC, I want to give you a shout out. Thanks for the message in the message box there. Keep up the good faith, and thanks for the love. So, this show, say that 10 times fast. This show was pretty much about love today. And I know I touched on a lot of the news and not so much of the love. But in any situation, just try to be the best you. And that's all there is to it. Uphold your values. And love thy neighbor. Again, I want to make this just a small show because I really want to finish this video tonight. But fret not, there'll be more radio podcasts soon that are better. So I think I'm going to go ahead and cut it short because I really need to edit these videos tonight. I probably got about 5 videos in line that are going to be in heavy rotation in the next few days, along with podcasts. But, yeah. Just keep up the good faith, y'all. And, oh yeah, thanks, AC. Appreciate it. Yahweh bless you too, bro. And to everybody, to all to the newcomers, welcome again to Real TV. I hope that you all find this show to be informative and spiritually enlightening to you. And keep up the good faith. One love. Real TV.